It looks like furries are still getting hunted down, this time on their very own home turf. A major furry site called Affinity, which Twitter has 41,000 followers and is described as the world's largest community of furries, anthros, dragons, and more, has been hacked. And it looks like the hackers have run off with their email addresses and hashed passwords. They did say no one got away with the passwords in this, but I would recommend that you change it anyway if you were involved in this site, and with any site that has been compromised as well.
Also, if you have a furry profile, don't make it the same password as your everything else. Because if you want to keep that isolated from the other things, not because there's anything wrong with being a furry, but because a lot of people think there's something wrong with being a furry.
See, this is my major problem, which is I'm not personally, I don't have a personal interest in anthropomorphic animal characters.
Suit
But
yourself.
who cares if people do? Why are they always getting attacked and first of all, this looked like it was targeted, and this isn't like the first thing by far. I mean, we talked before about furry convention getting someone pouring like chlorine bleach into the air filtration system.
Yeah, that
in an
sucks. So
attempt
they'd
to,
have to
kill
go
them.
out into the street.
It's just like, let them be. They're not fucking your dogs and cats. That's not what that is. You just let them have their lives.
Yes, it's great. And I think the reason it makes the news whenever furries are involved is because everyone likes to go, furries. Like, people like to remember that there are folks who get their jollies by dressing up like Grumpy Cat and Humpy Cat.
Not necessarily sexual. I mean, there are some sexual elements to it. But
That's
just
all
like
I'm
anything.
interested in.
Okay, that's all you're focused on?
So what is it? I imagine there's people who are just like any other hobby, really into making the costumes that look like these things.
Wearing them. You just feel like more attached to this persona or fursona that you've created. I mean, yeah, it's a little strange, but I don't think it's fair for them to be targeted all the time like this. There's much more productive things you could do.
There's much more harmful people out there to target. Not that you should target many people, but I think there's just like a lot of little things people do out there that are way worse. And you're probably doing them. And you know what? Maybe you would better serve society if you made your own little mascot costume and saw what it felt like. And you know what? If you hate on furries, maybe you secretly want to be one. So try it. They'll accept you.
I've hung out with furries before.
Yeah?
At a party.
How was it?
It's fine. It was like a Nerf war.
Oh, that's not fair if they're in a costume, if they're in an outfit.
Yeah, they were considered the avatars that can't be killed.
Oh.
So they went around and tagged us.
Oh.
But anyway, this does seem to be a targeted attack, according to administrators on the site. The problem started happening at the beginning of May, which very recent, when it was disclosed that there was a vulnerability in the image magic library that allows attackers to execute arbitrary code on websites. Basically, the attackers downloaded the Affinity's source code before the administrators had patched the site. About a week later, the site had heard that at an unnamed convention, people were handing out USB sticks that contained the source code, and then the same day the site was hacked again, and a lot of content was deleted. So there's a lot of things like music and writing and fan art on this site. I guess someone really, really, really doesn't approve of this and has a major problem with it.
Maybe they're not good at being furries. Or maybe it's like a rival, lifestyle, gang. Hyenas probably.
I think they're still allowed in the community. Hyenas.
I think it might be something else.
I think dragons are allowed too.
Maybe
cool.
It's animals.
Like
maybe
real
they were
animals?
hacked by real animals.
I don't think real animals should have a problem with this because they're not the ones getting involved.
That's true.
Listen
maybe they're
up,
scared.
real animals. Stop hacking.
Yeah, that's so sad because when if someone gives me a free USB stick, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I use those all the time. I got to stop because usually it is at like some kind of a convention or something where someone's like, "Here, have a free USB stick with our logo on it." I should never use that.
I usually, when I get them, they're press materials. Like they're like, here's our electronic press kit, and then I just erase everything and keep the USB
Yeah,
stick.
I've got some of that. I definitely had one of those. I pulled it out. It was like from like an old Sundance thing, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And it was from such an old Sundance that it was just like crappy, like 640 by 480, shitty pixelated videos of like Scott Aukerman doing something.
Hey, great.
It was like old school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the lesson here isn't don't take USB sticks, but it is to always reset your passwords and don't use the same password for everything. which
Yeah.
is hard to remember, but probably in your best interest, because this could happen to you. I think it's pretty arbitrary if it's happening to a fur site. Yeah, I get it, people hate them, but there's probably some site you're associated with that someone out there hates.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So
Yeah,
just make sure
probably
you're changing your passwords, even if they are hashed out. Just be careful every time. Every time, even if they say they don't have the unencrypted password.
Every time. We use protection.
Wrap it up.
Every time. Wrap it up, guys.
And that is my lesson to you. Audience, what do you think about this hacking? Is it fair what keeps happening to the furries? And what can we learn from this? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more, and check us out on facebook.com/NerdAlertTYT.